Men who like to keep their morning routine simple will love these Multi for Him gummies, specially formulated with 12 key nutrients designed to support men's daily nutritional needs. Nature-made Multi for Him gummies help support muscle and bone health. It improves your immune health, and it increases your energy metabolism. With the quality you can trust, Nature-made Multi for Him gummies have no artificial flavors, no synthetic dyes, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial sweeteners, and is gluten-free. Pharmacists around the world have recommended Nature-made to be the #1 vitamin and supplement brand. So when you need something that's going to help you get you through the day, when you need something that's going to increase your energy to help you get you through that workout, to make you perform as an elite athlete at the top of your ability, try Nature-made Multi for Him gummies, because you don't want to stop.
To the 12th round.
Hell, welcome to the Terror Dome. You should be heading home, cause you could bring all of your ninjas and the Technodrome. I rip right through your flesh and bone and mental capacity. Flood your mind with atrocities and copious tragedies. This dark Sabbath is a lesson in street. Behold the church of the ghetto, feel the words when I preach. Amen. Let the Lord say a prayer for they don't end up in front of someone banging their trigger. Living life like a war pig. Fuck the law, I'm getting mine. Let the others figure what the cost is. Purchasing the fortress of gorgeous acres enormous. Car park full of foreigners and women just waiting on us. We living the dream. Y'all living like hell is earthbound. We are not the same. You've been a lame since birth, pal. I don't feel sorry. I recommend they go dirt bound. Doggy dog world, and you've been looking like Chuck Brown.
Well, beautiful people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. I'm your humble host, Brian Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, if you see this man in a dark alley, run for your life. He will beat your ass, throw you in the trash can, leave you there for dead. He is the green-eyed bandit. He fights people. Sometimes he bites people. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass, the one and only Roosevelt, the fighter. What's that?
What's going on, bro? What's going on? Yo, I got a little over a month left until my first MMA fight, and I'm so seriously ready. So serious.
Okay, now you know we've already had this conversation, so you have you got a couple months until your fight. We already had this conversation. If you get knocked out, you cannot come back on this show without getting your ass dragged through the mud by the crew. You can come back with a loss, but you can't come back getting knocked out. I'm just letting you know right now. It's hard for you, Jack. It's gonna be hard.
When your next fight?
Boy, I fight. I got to fight every day to prove my love.
That's what I heard.
I got to fight every night to prove my love. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But listen, yeah. I'm so excited, my brother. I know you're going to do a great job. Roosevelt is a fighter. If you do not know, he's a professional wrestler, but this man is a Golden Gloves boxer. He trained in jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, slap boxing, everything. You know what I'm saying? So he's a true fighter, and I'm excited to see what you do for you to get back into that ring. Boy, you like George Foreman. You're getting back in there like George Foreman. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, I'm gonna be 44 fighting in the
44
MMA
fighting.
cage. What am I thinking?
44 and fighting. Yeah, man. Well, listen, we have a special guest in the building. Roosevelt, if you could please do the due diligence and introduce our esteemed guest.
I would, but there's a problem, man. This isn't a guest. This is family.
Okay.
This is family. This ain't no guest. He know where to go at in the kitchen if he need to. We ain't nobody serving him. Ain't nobody sitting around making sure he good. He in the house and he can go in the kitchen, get what you want. You know what I'm saying? This is family. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you my brother, my man, 50 grand, the one and only Corey Dillinger. Bro, what is going on with you, man?
Man, what up? What up? What up? Yo, first and foremost, man, I'm so happy to see you, dog. I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised to see you at WrestleCade. And that actually was like my personal highlight of that whole weekend, to keep it a buck, because I haven't seen you in years. But
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty damn good for the most part, man. Like I said, the grind don't stop and the hustler don't quit. So I'm just moving where I can get in to fit in. I'm not gonna finish that
Absolutely.
phrase, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, listen. We're excited to have you on the show. We appreciate you. We know you just got off of work. You know what I'm saying? I think we all just got off work. It's all past our bad times, but we're gonna make sure the show is nice, dope, fun. Glad to have you. So we're gonna start this off the way Brian likes to start it off every single Wednesday with this one question. Corey Dillinger, when did you fall in love with wrestling?
I fell in love with wrestling. Damn, I'm about to get emotional. I was about 8 years old, 5 or 8 in that range. And the first match I got to see, no, actually, first entrance I got to see was Big Boss Man going down the aisle. And I was like, my mom, I told my grandma, I was like, Grandma, is that a cop? They're like, yeah. I was like, wait, a cop can do this and kick ass? Yeah, I want to be a cop when I grow up. But that got me hooked. That got me attracted. And then I started seeing guys like Macho Man, Randy Savage, of course, Hulk Hogan, all those larger than life characters. And I started getting hooked at that point there. But then I really got into wrestling during the ECW era because I got lucky and had a mentor who took me to ECW shows, knowing damn well I wasn't old enough to go. Took me to Asbury Park, was the one at Freehold, Red Bank. Great times. Got to see Bam Bam Bigelow and all that. And that's what got me to start loving wrestling. And I just never stopped. I remember going back in time. There's a VHS tape of me pile driving my cousin on his head. The funny thing is though, I wish I had that tape. If you look at it, I was protecting him.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it naturally, and I always look back. I always try to find that tape because I'm just like, damn. My cousin, he said, "Man, remember when you dropped me on my head?" I said, "Yeah, I don't want to bring that up again."
allegedly, I ain't dropped you in the head. It's allegedly.
But yeah, that's when I started, brother. And I started loving it.
Oh man, yeah, we all had to, get put in a pile driver or a Stone Cold stunner once in a while.
I can't talk.
What was your favorite? Yeah, what was your favorite move to do on your cousins growing up? What was your go-to move?
You know what's so funny? I was a fan of the Boston Crab. Because once you get somebody in that, it's a wrap. And what made it funny, we all watch wrestling, and I got to show them what to do. After that, it would be a 2-on-1 handicap match all the time. And then, because my little cousin out us too, and all of a sudden he would turn on him. I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. But yeah, the Boston Crab was my favorite, and then I got to learn how to do damn it, what was that move? Oh yeah, I didn't learn how to do the sharpshooter, and then I used to catch it. I used to catch them sometimes, and then sometimes they're like, no, no. I'm like, all right, bet. Next, I would splash on. They're like, you get your big ass off me. I'm like, I'm sorry, dog. I can't help that. I can't help that.
Yeah, you can go ahead and have that. I got put in the walls of Jericho one time, but like not the walls of Jericho Boston Crab, but the walls of Jericho Lion Tamer.
Tamer.
On the pavement. My head was like this. I was like, no, I'm good. tap, let me go.
I ain't gonna front. I gave my cousin a challenge to see can he do it to me because I'm bigger than everybody else. He got me up, and I immediately tapped. I was like, "Yeah, that ain't."
Let's talk about your childhood. Where did you grow up at, and what was growing up like for you? Where you grew up at?
Okay, so I was born and raised in Newark. Well, born in Newark, raised in a town called Irvington, which is not far from there. Um, as a kid, wrestling was part of all our lives. The only downside was that we didn't know there was any wrestling for us to watch locally. So the only thing we got to see was WWE, well, WBF at the time, and we didn't know about none of the indie scenes that was around there. But unfortunately, in this community, it was a bit rough. We're all hard headed children, but the community had its rough cracks. And at the time, you either could do three things in that neighborhood: play basketball, baseball, and football. I tried football for the first time. I didn't make the team because of the weight limit. But I can definitely say that was like one of the most pivot moments of my life when it comes to growth. Because if you never played football, you don't know what work ethic it takes. You don't know what the condition is. Like doing laps every day, and I was overweight by 30 pounds because back then the weight limit was like 95 pounds or something like that. And that whole summer, I remember wearing a garbage bag every day. Points where I would be running and I feel like I'm about to quit on my own. And I remember the one time we was doing 30-yard sprint drills and I would get tired. And all of a sudden I just let out a battle cry and I started sprinting. And all of a sudden I just started feeling like I can get through it to the point where I couldn't do one push up. And then I was busting out 12. And when it came for the time for the final cut, I didn't make it due to my weight. I only lost 8 pounds. But all the coaches looked at me saying like, "Yo, I really wish we'd have a weight limit because you are the epiphany of a hard worker. These kids would have learned more from you than they ever learned from us." Because they also saw me being encouraging and supportive when people were slacking or feeling doubt. But uh, enough about that part. I converted to basketball. Played that all my life, and I grew from there. It kept me out from the streets. It kept me out from trouble, even though uh, you'd be surprised where trouble could be at, even in your own home. And I just grind out through college. Simple as that. Still hanging out with certain friends. It's funny. I remember in third grade, somebody said, "What you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I want to be a pro wrestler." Didn't even know it was going to be happening. It took a friend to tell me that when I caught up with them in college that I said that. I had no recollection of that. So the fact that when I started wrestling, he said, "See, I told you. I told you was gonna do it." And I was like, "All right, all right, you win, you got it." But yeah, my childhood's just been like just learning curves after learning curves, and then developing as a superstar. Where basketball fell in my was falling off my hands because I played semi-pro basketball for 1 year while I was in college trying to finish up my bachelor's. Took me 10 years to get my bachelor's, and I ran with it, and I didn't think it was going to happen. But that's overall a short term of my childhood. It's almost straight to the point.
How much did New Jersey play a part in you developing what your character is now?
I can say New Jersey definitely became a root of what my character is because to a certain extent, I have a lot of people that they say they wish they were me. They wish I was in in my skin with the way I'm living and the way I'm working because a lot of people don't feel like them they have to just be a working person. They can't live their dream and challenge and push themselves to the limit. I had literally some people call me and say, Corey, you're making me believe that I can still do it because you're doing what you're doing now. And I use that as a saying that the city, I basically try to represent the city in my through my character because my character is based off of a comic book character, which I'm a big fan of, which is Luke Cage. And a lot of people don't understand that simple story. Sometimes you got to become what you hate to protect what you love, and it's to the point where I love wrestling so much that if I got to become hated to protect it, so be it.
I like that.
Yeah, that
I
was
like
dope.
that.
And
Yeah.
and like I said, going back again with New Jersey. I'm sorry, I went a little deep, but New Jersey. I remember the times where I used to walk around the block and it felt safe, and then at one point I couldn't even walk around the block even at night. So like the way how I feel when certain shows and certain matches, I bring those feelings and those frustrations and those thoughts with me in the ring and how I move around and how I hold my demeanor. Because like anybody knows when you're in any type of hood, if you walk around like you soft, you're gonna get walked over. If you walk like you a threat, nobody not gonna try to touch you unless somebody wants to challenge. And it keep it like that.
Mm. Talk about your first opportunity with professional wrestling when you first got started training. What was that transition like for you?
It's fun. That transition was actually fairly natural. So a lot of people don't know this. Well, I didn't share it as often till now, but I did do backyard, but it was inadvertently because while I was in college, I was just trying to get my degree, trying to figure out what's my next chapter in my life, and I was hanging out with some of my friends and college friends, and we would start talking about wrestling, and I said, you know what, give me a day. I made a storyline for Dolph Ziggler at the time where he wasn't really getting booked because people wanted him to be champ. So I made my storyline for it. They loved it. All of a sudden, one person came to me and said, "Hey, I got a YouTube channel, and we do wrestling." And I said this very respectfully: "You're dumb. I'm not gonna join to be a wrestler. You're not trained. I don't know what y'all talking about." He said, "I don't want you to be a wrestler. I want you to be a writer." I was like,
Mm.
"Oh, okay." And then I found out the place they perform at is literally around the corner from my crib. So I was like, I'm off on Fridays. I went there the first day. I'm clearly the oldest person there. Every person I'm seeing there, I'm 20. I was 26 at the time, or 25, turned 26. And everybody was like either 21, 19, in that range. And I looked around. I said, oh, yeah, there's some people that have been trained because some of them they were talking about the school they were at. And I said, you know what? I'll do it. They said, oh, you going to be a writer? I said, all right. But I also want to learn this wrestling thing and see how this mechanic is. It got me intrigued. And within the first 2 months, they did our weekly tapings, which were fun. And they talked about me to other backyard feds, so automatically started traveling to PA. I met people like Sunny Kiss in that process passively. And if I know Sunny hears this, Sunny might be pissed that I shared this part, but. Uh, But I met great people like them, and then within the 6 month, I went to them and said, "Listen, you guys got me out of my depression. You guys made me feel like I got more purpose. I found a path. Is there a way I can get somewhere where there's a ring, a bigger ring?" And he said, "We'll take you there." So they took me to ECPW, and that's when I saw Sunny again, and more of like now I'm starting to do there was a someone not a backyard TV taping day that everybody come there and train and do their shows and practice. And a lot of the guys that's on that show actually wrestle for that company. So this is more of them just getting extra reps. and having fun and learning stuff and experimenting. And I got to learn a lot. I met some guys like a guy named Colossus. He was the first big dude I ever like trained with, and I was like, I thought I was a big dude. No, this motherfucker big, motherfucker. Yo, sorry for the curse word, sorry for the words, but that
No,
man
you
big.
good.
I think he's 6'4", 6'4", 445 pounds, and I'm talking about like girth big. I'm like not no like I'm like Jesus Christ. And then I met a few other guys like Rocco, a few young guys. Well, I say young because I'm older than them, but they've been wrestling longer than me. And then Gino Caruso saw me, and I got referrals from some of the guys that he trusts. And he told me straight up, "Hey, you're doing good, man. I see you next week." I said, "Thank you very much." Yeah, he's like, "No, I need you to come on a weekday." And when that happened, I went back from his office to the ring. The whole crew gave me a round of applause. I was like, "Yo, why y'all applauding?" He's like, "Dude, he just asked you to go on the main roster." So within literally a 6 to 7 month me of doing the backyard, I got into face to face hardcore of independent wrestling, learning the full techniques, wrestling with great guys like Kenny Bangle, Alex Raymond, which I know Kenny Bangle well, Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, Sonny Kiss, the Graysons. That's when I first started training with Michael Lando, Ali Rex, Prince Akana, hanging out and learning stuff from Jimmy Fly Snooker. I was surprised to even have that situation, and it's just been it was a freaking roller coaster because I learned the real. It sounds crazy. I said this. I learned how to be a man and an adult at the same time with wrestling. Because sometimes you got that cushion, and it's like now I got finally got something where you're on your own. It's make or break. If you fail, only you get yourself back up. Not somebody assisting you because you made a mistake. Is you figuring out what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was like the introduction for me because like I didn't have it. I was a starving artist out of college. Well, while I was still in college, because my first 2 3 years I was still finishing up school. No, first 2 years finishing up school, and still trying to find a job to be efficient to where I can just work, train, sleep, work, train, sleep, work, train, do a show, sleep, and that was the biggest struggle for me because every job that I try to get that was paying, I had to drive almost an hour and a half the opposite way from my home. That was also be like maybe an hour or 2 hours away from training, which I always end up being late because of the traffic. So yeah, it was definitely a big learning curve. My first year starting.
And you dropped some really big names in the industry, like Mike Orlando, Ali Rex, Sonny Kiss, and Gina Caruso. And Kenny Bingley. I'm familiar with all of them because I've either been in the ring with them or been at a train with them. And actually, we were just talking about Gino Caruso on Saturday at UPWA. It was me, Kenny, and Sonny Kiss, and Fuego. We was all talking about where we started. And that's where I learned that's the first time I met Sonny Kiss and didn't realize it. He was telling me Sonny was telling me.
Yeah, I just say the name, brother. Respect.
Sonny was
I love
telling
Sonny.
me. She was a very young kid at the time when I first started training at Ace with Mike Morgan.
Mike Morgan, man.
Yeah, right.
I thought he was a douchebag, but I realized, he's one of the coolest mofos I've ever met as a promoter. Like legit.
Now, being that we have all these connections with all these different people in our circle, did you ever wrestle for Mambo King?
Unfortunately, no, I did not. I didn't know about Mambo King until I think my 4th year into wrestling. So that was back in like near COVID time. So by that time, I think Mambo King wasn't even really running anymore.
Yeah, no, because I think he stopped running around 2012, 13, something around there.
Yeah.
It was a funny conversation talking about him this past Saturday. But man, Jimmy Fly Snooker, tell us about that experience, man, because you know, watching someone on TV and then meeting them in real life is two different things, bro. Like when I had a chance to meet Bret Hart for the very first time, I was like, oh wow, like this is Bret the Hitman Hart. So tell us your experience about meeting Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
So that experience is actually very unique because it was my first out of state show. I was in either upstate New York or Massachusetts. I didn't pay attention to the flyer, so I did not know who was on the card. All I knew was that Gino changed my name. Well, he gave me a name called Bad News Dillinger. The only thing about it is I had no clue that was my name until I watched a retaping of my match. I didn't get no notification or nothing, all because I looked like Bad News Brown at the
Mm-hmm.
time. And that's a whole side story to it. But as I'm trying to embrace this character, I see Jimmy Fly Snooker. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, oh, how you doing, sir? Cool. Like, I didn't put two and two together until I shook his hand, and I was like, wait. This is just Jimmy Fly. This that dude, and I'm about to be on a show on the same card as him. This is nuts. And I got to pick his brain. I was asking like simple stuff. I was like, like, hey, how'd you feel when you first started? Any advice you can give me just for what you saw, or the classic, hey, can you watch my match? He heard my character, he heard the gimmick that I had, and because I told him I wanted to like revamp it, I didn't want it to be known as like somebody's nephew, because that's what the pitch they had. I want to evolve it to me. I'm actually a fan of Suge Knight. So I told him that I wanted to have a Suge Knight persona because I realized back then, and I think till now, there's nobody that's doing that type of persona. So he was thinking, he talked to one of his boys, but I walked away. He came back and said, hey man, I want you to take this. It was damn, I can't even say the word. Drift shop? Yeah.
Thrift shop.
Yeah, thank you.
Griff,
Thrift shop. Yeah, I keep saying with a D, but it was a T. Thrift shop cane that had rhinestones all over it, where if you touch it, it cuts you, and nothing but Louis Vuitton badges on every like other line with a handle. And he said, to go try this. And at the time, I was actually a spokesperson for a vape shop. So I started walking out with vapes and or like any cigars, like I have that illusion, like I don't, as a boss. And it ended up working. And he saw my match and he was like, I see you got some potential. I like it. And sit like that, like the way he said, just like no full explain. 'Cause older heads, they don't really give explanations. Like, I like it. I think it worked. Even though I felt nervous because a fraction of the locker room was laughing when he found out like I was looking. It's like, man, you trying to make this guy into a pimp. But I didn't care because he said he likes it. So maybe it's something you could track with because you learn as you go. But that was
Right.
my experience. And then next, unfortunately, that around that same time is when I found out a week later on the news about his situation.
Right. Go ahead, bro.
good thing you ain't do an OJ character. That's because that would have been rough. That would have been rough.
I almost spit out my seltzer water, man. You almost got me messed up.
Oh man, salsa water. Oh man, how did your folks feel, or people that you knew feel or think about you wanting to get into the whole wrestling business?
I think when it happened, they were just like, go for it. Because I think, usually at a younger age, if you're like 18, 19, and you say you want to do something like this, they'll be like, you need to finish school, you need to do this. But I actually went through that phase where they see me figuring out college. And it took me 10 years to get my degree. A lot of controversy to that. But in the day, I just didn't quit because I was technically doing the degree for my mother and my grandmother because I found out that there was no men in my family that had a college degree. So I was more trying to make sure to break that curse that was made for my family. And but so sorry. So I did it, but I couldn't find my way. So I was struggling with jobs. So when I told him about me doing this, I went to my mentor first and told him. The first thing he said, why are you telling me this? You know this is your calling. This is what you need to do. And ironically, my mentor is my second grade teacher. That's the guy who took me to ECW shows.
Wow.
Um, he said, Corey, you've been a wrestler. You've been loving wrestling since a kid. You even said you wanted to be a wrestler. And I was like, oh shoot, that's where I remember that story of me saying I want to be a wrestler. I didn't know my friend, but I was like, okay, now I see the source because he was in that classroom. And he said, just do it. Like, this is no point you need to ask me. Like, I understand you asked for permission, but you don't need to. My grandma said, do what you do, baby. Just like that. Do what you do, baby. And I went for the fences. And then when my grandmother saw my first match, she brought my whole family. And it was weird because I'm a heel. And I think one of I call cousin aunts, she has dementia. I could be wrong, but got dementia. But she recognizes me. So when I'm trying to be a douchebag, she like this. Oh, give me a kiss, baby. I'm like, get off me. Get off me. What's wrong with you? I don't need a kiss, you know. But deep inside, I'm like this. I got you, grandma. Don't worry about it. I got you, auntie. Don't worry. But it started to become a full circle where when I had my first matches and they came, it felt like a natural thing to where they even saw it. They saw that, Corey, you were made for this. I don't know how far you're gonna go, but if you don't as long as you don't quit, I think you'll be fine. I think that one of my uncles said that to me.
Mm.
And it's just been that experience. Like with my mom, she had an aneurysm, stroke, and amnesia while I was in second grade, so her speaking wasn't that strong, but it was knowledgeable. She was able to function and still like be part of society. She just couldn't work. But when she saw my match, all I could just see her smile. Even when I think somebody gave me a mean, like I think it was a drop kick from the top. I sold and looked at her, and I just saw like this. That right there just gave me like the biggest sign of approval, and I just kept going at it more and more. And at times when I've talked to my mother, she couldn't really give me a full conversation, so I'll go with the simple yes or no questions.
Mhm.
And a lot of times she'd be straight on, and she'll go, She's like, yep, mm-hmm. And it made me feel that this was the calling I needed to be. Like this was the main thing. Because also in college, I made a decision. I said I cannot live a 9 to 5 life. I cannot do it because I feel like I won't be me. I'll just be some guy that's part of the system. And part of me deep inside said I can't be part of the system. I got to be bigger, bigger than the system that I'm around.
Mhm.
If that makes sense. And yeah, that's how my family they've been so supportive, but at the same time, they say you got to figure it out on your own, and they help when they
Absolutely.
can.
I love that. I love that. It sounds like support was a big thing for you in terms of getting to where you're at right now. Am I correct?
Yes, it was. But support came in so many different ways that I think honestly, and this is took me some searching last year. That I was depending on it too much. And with this industry, with this business and this sport, and I still treat this more of a sport, even though I say business, it's the individual thing, and you gotta make sure your brand is there, or if you got a tag partner, you gotta make sure that your part is done so well that it helps your teammate to where, or you help each other, and just trying to navigate all that stuff, I realized that I was depending too much on others, where it was me. I had to put the leg work because I had to look back. Like when I got in this business, in this sport, it was me opening my mouth to ask, not somebody putting me on. And I kept worrying about what people were doing to put me on, where I realized it was me doing certain things that got those doors in the first place, or me opening my mouth to ask for opportunities. Because let's be honest, the old saying, closed mouths don't get fed. But I want to add something to that. Closed mouth don't get fed, and sitting on your ass don't help you chase bread.
I
And
like.
And that's where I started realizing like I appreciate support from people. It's good to have it, but in this world, I have to be a leader of myself to motivate others. Because I literally had friends hit me up from time to time, even with non-relate wrestling related. I remember in high school, I had a guy named Ruben Galundux. So a lot of people that didn't know, I went to St. Patrick High School, which is a very basketball well-known school, low budget, but it's known for their basketball. And bat and gym class was war. Basketball practice was not war. Gym class was war. I'm talking about we would just play ball. I remember I got a cut here, and I had guys who are way more talented than me. And I'm saying that because they probably was raised a certain way, learned a certain skill. I'll play the forward, knowing that I'm playing against guys who are 6'6". I didn't care. I just knew that was my strength. And when we all graduated, I think Facebook just got reintroduced. A guy named Ruben Galunduk, shout out to him because he's doing great as a basketball coach. He said, "I want to thank you." I was like, "Why you want to thank me?" And this is when around the time I started wrestling, because I started putting social media out there for it. He said, "If you're the definition that made me understand that talent does not get me anywhere, it is hard work." And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a popular kid in my school, so the basketball jocks, some of them, they would like tease me, bully me. But the only time I tell them to shut the hell up is on the court, because I didn't believe in trying to talk and be swag on the outside the court. I talk about working hard, doing your job, and being a team player on the court. So I got the respect from that. But to them, I wasn't that like popular dude, and I didn't really care. But he said, you showed me hard work gets me somewhere. And without you, I wouldn't have played overseas. I wouldn't have got that if I wasn't around you to learn that. And I just want to give you your roses for doing that. So those little pieces that I saw, like say support, those are the things that helped me out. But then I also realized it was me doing the work prior before somebody told me, I appreciate you. So now the moral support is if I get support from other people, I am very grateful. I'm very appreciative, but I also realize I can't get those things if I don't show people I'm worth getting the favor. I'm worth getting the opportunity because a lot of people out here, I realized in my first 3 or 4 years, I was around people that were saying, I ain't getting an opportunity, and they're bitching. They're not trying to show to fix it. Or they're trying to not go somewhere else because they're trying to follow the next person where to go. They didn't know where to go, which is understandable. We didn't know what to do. But once you start knowing there's other places, just start looking. And I was doing that on and off, and people were helping me. And then and going back to what I said last year, that's where everything came in full circle. And I was like, I've been doing this by myself. That's how I got opportunities. Why am I worrying about help getting somebody else? Like the only time I had support that I know I had to get external from was my ex. Well, now my ex. I was in a dark place and I was about to quit. And I told her what's going on. I said, hey, I think about just hanging up wrestling. And she said, what you going to do? I said, I'll figure it out. I'll try to get myself more of a stable job and take care of you and the kids because she has two beautiful kids. And she said, no, you don't need to. Like, you are good at this. This is what you need to do. This is what you do. So I told her about the Dustin Rhodes camp/tryout. And I said, well, I saw this and I don't know, should I apply for it? She said, do it. You should. This is the opportunity for you. You need to do it. So I said, okay, I'll do it. But if I don't get picked, I think I'm gonna call it up. And I got picked. So that's ended up being like a really external thing now. So even though me and her are not together, I still am grateful for her to even talk to me to make sure I didn't quit on something.
Absolutely. Who are some of your biggest motivators now in professional wrestling? Like who do you sit back and say, yo, I'm gonna go a little bit harder because I see this one is doing what they're doing, or I know I'm on the right path because I'm around certain individuals. Like, who are your biggest motivators right now?
Man, that's easy, bro. Like, it's always been the guys that I first started training with, like Kenny Bangle, Michael Lando, Sonny Kiss. I got to meet and hang out with Jordan Oliver when he first started. Like when I was his first gimmick. We was doing the Robin Big gimmick, and that was converting me to be a heel at a company called UWA Elite. I be around those guys or I talk to those guys or when I see them in the locker room, it makes me internally go be like, he's doing something that I ain't doing. I gotta figure it out. But in wrestling, you can't mimic another person because then it ain't gonna work. So you still gotta find your own way in the process. So those are the guys that's been helping me. And then also, this sounds crazy. Any person I meet that's new, that's on that up and coming, or they're at a level where I met them at a certain place, I figure out what am I doing that's making me stand. Oh damn. What I'm doing that's gonna help me stand out more, or what can I do to get on the radar to learn more? Because I know you meet with somebody, you're gonna learn something different. That's what I love about traveling. I learned when you go to different states, what you do in New Jersey might not have no meaning in North Carolina, and then vice versa. So you get to learn to be more of a universal talent. Because I think that's the biggest thing. I know I'm moving the goalposts or change the subject. The biggest issue I think as us as independent wrestlers, we're always trying to be the next trendy thing in our area instead of worrying about what can you do no matter where you go to get attention.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
What they say? What they say on Come to America? That's it. Yeah, man.
What is this there?
Yeah, man. I know that you've mentioned a couple of names and some of the people that you've had conversations with. Do you remember a piece of advice from the locker room that stuck with you throughout your career?
Stop overthinking. I get to get mad. Some of the guys I went to these to get mad because I'm always like, what about this? What about this? Because I'm always trying to be ahead. And it says, hey, Corey, be in the moment. Stop overthinking. Do what you do. You're good. Because like there's one company I devoted my time with called UWA Elite. It was only because they picked me. It was a school outside from my home school, and it was a school where I believe I can develop the character of the diligent one. Only because unfortunately at ECPW they were sticking to Bad News Dillinger, and there was times where and I'll admit I'm not saying it's cool, but I took a risk and started going against the system and start pushing the diligent one, Corey Dillinger persona to break the Bad News Dillinger persona. But being with them because they said, Corey, they're loving you. Because before I was hated, but then there was fans that they just loved my interactions, and I became a love character, a love performer. And there's not a lot of big dudes out there. So when I do what I do, they're like, "Oh, you can't wrestle. You're just a big guy." And I'll start do something different. They go, "Oh crap! Oh, you about that?" And I'll just say, "Who said I can't wrestle? Put game on. Put some respect on my name." And I started building that, and then I started showing a loving side of myself because a lot of times big people have this thing where you have to be a menacing person, but we're human. And that was like the first stage of me showing, I call it the early stage of Luke Cage, where I'm showing I'm part of the people, but I can get hurt. But it's me getting up that makes it worth to believe in me. So, like, and the prime example, if I go back from my childhood, Big Boss Man, one of the most deceitful, athletic big men in the business. And when he messes up and he end up taking the heat and getting his ass kicked and he start fighting back, you already know if he gets up, it's a wrap. Just because of the size alone who he wrestles. So I try to believe in that same concept for other people. For now, in the modern day, because a lot of people don't know Big Boss Man. So I try to put myself in that shoe saying, okay, this big man gets up, oh, you know he's kicking ass. So either you're going to keep him down or he's going to fight back up. Either way, he's going to get up.
Yeah, don't let Big Boss Man get back up.
You mentioned Luke Cage, man, and one of Luke Cage's nemesis, I guess nemesis. Thank you. I was trying to find the word. I was trying to find it.
And we trade. You know, you got me on the drift shop.
Yeah.
Damn. Thrift shop. They go thrift shop.
Thrift shop. Yeah. But What was the character? The boss character
Cottonmouth.
in
You said it.
not Cottonmouth. He was the boss character in Daredevil.
Are you talking about the Kingpin?
Kingpin. Thank you.
Yeah.
When you started talking about Luke Cage and your comparisons to Luke Cage, I don't know. I saw what you meant by Luke Cage, but when you started talking, I just saw Kingpin in my head. Maybe that's a new evolution of your character that it can go in that direction.
Well, it-
But how do you feel about transforming to a Kingpin type character? Because that's what it seems like the evolution is going towards. The
well,
Suge
it
Knight
definitely.
comparison,
It definitely is. It's already started actually. I decided to revamp the approach of it because to go more detail into the Kingpin like range of character, and I believe you guys know this movie very well. And I think when I say it, y'all gonna both smile. New Jack City.
yeah.
So to give this more depth of me being comfortable how I speak, I'm going to be more on a Wesley Snipe type of persona. Like I remember a few times I had promos live, and I said one of the most famous phrases that get overlooked: "Sit your $5 ass down before I make some change." And it was to the point when I said that, even the crowd was like, "Wait, what?" And then, oh, and then they finally caught it because it's culture that is overlooked in wrestling because I also want to bring back some type of pop culture that people can understand us more in the characters that we are putting as black people, not just for just not just to be like, oh, you're just a traditional thug or traditional kingpin. No, I got depth, and then to make it even more spicy, because sometimes you can't just be always angry. Y'all remember the Five Heartbeats?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Big Red?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Another
Which
thing
color you
too.
want? Hold on. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Hold on. Which color you want?
Because
Yeah, go ahead.
yes. Now, I already tested those waters in different places because unfortunately I couldn't find a place that would let me commit fully into that character. Because either one place said they love you as a good guy, so we can't change that, and they even tried, and people just start following me like I was the Rock. Like I could say something douchebag, and they go, "Yeah, that's right." I'm like, "Damn, okay, we're gonna just rock with this." Um, but at CZW, Combat Zone Wrestling, I started putting the Big Red out there as more of my business side persona when I'm trying to be more business. So I was called Mr. 9 to 5. So a lot of times people say, "Yo, you're in my way." Da-da-da-da-da." I was like, "Listen, if you got a problem, my hours are from 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll punch in, you talk to me. And they understand when you punch in, I'm in the ring. So that's how it always worked. That character, I think, had a lot of potential, but due to a tear in my calf or a sprain in my calf, I was out for a month wrestling when I was training for CZW.
Mm-hmm.
And that pivot things to go south, and then also at the same time, their management started changing. So the people that was like ready to roll with me, they weren't there no more. So it became a little harder to like pivot that. So that ended up going to sleep. And now I am bringing that out a little bit more and more with Battlefield Pro Wrestling because I told them what I wanted to do. And I said, I don't want to jump in and just be a star. I want to be a piece that can help somebody out in the process. And also at the end of the day, I just want an opportunity. I was talking to one of their fellow wrestlers that wrestled there, Malik Devante. Shout out to him. Really good ass dude. Great ass fucking worker. I mean, great worker. And he got me to speak to Alpha Junior because that's his school. And he had me say, I got a guy I want you to be the muscle for. A guy named Rico Gold, with is a very talented man. Like body transformation took him 2 years. Like he's a whole different person. And very humble too. and we're working together, and you just see like this whole thing about, oh, you're his lab dog, blah 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 blah, and like, and if I am, so fucking be it. But if I'm explaining to you that we're a business, and this is why I'm trying to incorporate my kingpin character in, because I'm saying we're doing a business arrangement. We're making things work in a different way, and I wanted to make a faction based off my LLC because I am actually a business owner, and which is called Diligent Enterprise. And I wanted to run it to where you have people that's known. Like, this might sound a little markish, but if you can mix the Hurt Business with Bullet Club, that's what I'm building. Instead of like, if I have one guy, instead of saying his name all the time, I'm gonna call him the vice president of public relations. If I have a female, I'm gonna say the secretary of health. And if her attitude feels like you need to be sick, she's gonna beat your ass to get it. You know what I'm saying? Or if I had like a tag team and call it and say those are the CEOs of marketing. You know, just make it different to where you used to like there's a business term into it to where like it's getting more in depth. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened yet, but I did start a tag team with that name with my boy Matt Vertigo. So I decided to pivot into using the New Jack City storyline in between us. The only thing I hope is we when we get to the part we break up, I don't have to have sex with his woman. That ain't the case. It's the
Yeah, I was gonna ask who was G Money. You know.
Listen, man, you are, if I'm already saying the catchphrases, and the sad part is he haven't watched the movie. I had to make him watch the movie for him to understand what I want to do with this. Yeah, not every. Listen, I realize not every person watches the pop culture movies that we know. Like, some people are away from it, you know, not because they wanted to, because they just the people around them never put it. So I can't get mad at him. I wasn't mad at him when he said it. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing myself doing the Kingpin character. It's just at certain places I gotta mold it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but it's coming along, and you know, not to be cocky, I got merchandise already ready to go for it. So it's gonna blossom. It's gonna push.
Awesome.
Make sure we get that link, man, for your merchandise. We like to support, man, and we'll
I'm
shoot
still
it
trying to
out.
find that link.
You know, try to grab a shirt or something.
I appreciate it. I'm still trying to find that link. Right now, all I got is my own. You hit my DMs. We'll worry about the shipping.
Yeah, absolutely, man. What kind of promotions are you looking to work with in 2026? It's a brand new year, man. A lot of exciting things on the indie scene and on the majors right now, and it's a shift in focus on the wrestling world like never before. What companies or who would you like to work with in 2026?
Well, the one I think everybody like to say they'll love to try the chance of wrestling for AEW. I personally would, but I want to just be outside New Jersey. I want to be in territories where I grow value, because a lot of times, like I was saying earlier, there's people out there that get so stuck on trying to wrestle within the 2-3 states, because New Jersey is a small state. We're connected to PA and we're connected to New York City. And New York City is oversaturated, in my opinion. So people from there try to do shows in New Jersey, and then the people in New Jersey try to go to PA. But it's not as popular. But they got devoted fans, and those guys in PA are trying to hit the city side of New Jersey. I'm trying to be outside of it. Like, give me North Carolina. Let me get back to Florida. Let me go back to Texas. I want to do California. I'm trying. Hell, I want to go back to Arizona just because I trained at one of their schools during COVID. Luckily, I'm not getting in trouble now because it's been years. Because MTV while I was working for security. But yeah, I just want to explore and learn more to be a better brand, so I can bring out a better me, and then hopefully those can lead me into places that make me go there more frequently. You know, and if I can get a run overseas, either in Japan or Europe, I'll take that too. I'm passport ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's next?
I need to put that.
What's
I need
next
that. I need to see that on the shirt on Passport Ready. I like that.
So right now in immediate work, we got a crazy snowstorm coming in this weekend, but I'm supposed to be making my return to Battlefield Pro Wrestling for King of the Mountain. I'm ready for that, and then the following week is back with Battlefield Pro Wrestling with the future shows for all the young talent and new guys. So technically, even though I have tons of experience, about 10 years in, I'm still considered as a new guy, and I love it because it's like you're reintroducing yourself. You're trying to see what worked past somewhere else, see if it works here, or you change it as you go to build. I do have some fans that know me from my past there, so it's a little easier, but it's cool. Um, I'm very excited that I'm actually going to be going to. Oh, I'm skipping steps. Uh, in March 14th, I have UWA Elite. Unfortunately, it's the farewell show. That company decided to hang up their 25-year run, and we're doing a big show where they're trying to get all the guys from that ever wrestled on the show and just do this one huge super show as a goodbye. So, and then the crazy part is I'm actually the tag champion with my boy Matt Vertigo. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we just know this is going to be like our first, in my eyes, this is going to be like the first super indie supercard show because guys like Jay Lethal was actually part of that company. Jordan Oliver, Casey Navarro, um, who else? Guys like Arcadia, um, um, Jeff Cannonball. You know, I know he's not able to compete, but he's been on there. A well-known deathmatch dude who's also a great wrestler. Brandon Kurt. So many different people that came in. So I just know that show is going to be like bonkers. And then in April, on I think the 14th or 11th, I got Constant Pro Wrestling. Now that company, I think is going to be one that make me blossom. I don't know who I'm wrestling, but the last show I wrestled with Malik Devante, and I am. Let's just say I found out we set the bar for that show, and we were only the second match. So to me, that just made me work harder for that show because now I have a platform to push the limits to. And then I can happily say after that, I'll be heading to Las Vegas. And I'm going there for bookings. I'm going there to have fun, but I'm going there for business. And I got one show right now. I'm just waiting for the details to come into play. But supposedly I will be working. I'm going to have my first horse fight for the year, and I'm so excited. So excited. The guy named Duke, I think he's called Duke Wallace. Dude's bigger than me, both height and size. But this man can do a backflip. What the beat? God damn.
Yeah.
But what I love about it is I don't know how big the ring's gonna be, but if the ring is at least 18, we gonna put some work. I might outwork him in cardio though. But I know if the people that told me about it said they're gonna make it work, I already know that match is gonna be a banger, and I'm hoping to set a bar there. Like my whole goal now, every match I have, I'm trying to set a bar. If the bar's not met, then I feel like I failed. So I'm putting myself on on high standards, and I'm putting myself on a pedestal that I gotta make sure I climb and stay on, not just place there. And then plus, I got my bad for cutting you off. And plus, my favorite thing I like to say in training day, I run this place here. You just live here. And that's how my demeanor is every time I get in that ring. You need to pay your rent when you're in the ring with me. Period.
Absolutely. Well, look, man, I can just by listening to you, I can hear the passion that's still in your voice that you have for what you do. I can see that the fire still burns bright. for the love of wrestling and the love of combat sports and for wrestling as a whole.
Thank you.
I want, but
Thank you.
I want to test your chops a little bit, if that's okay. We have this segment on the show called Best Damn Promos, and for some reason, every wrestler that comes on this show, Roosevelt always has a problem with him. I don't know what it is. He said some unsavory things before you got on. I don't want to repeat it because I don't want to be a part of no kind of drama. You know what I'm saying?
But you bring this up.
Yeah, I want you to cut a scathing promo against Roosevelt. A one-on-one battle of sorts. I want to see if you can take him to the limit and you can show everyone what Corey Dillinger has in the tank. Are you up for this challenge, sir?
I really don't know if this is a challenge. Respectfully, of course, because me and Roosevelt have been going back and forth for years, and I gave this man his roses, and not once he gave me mine. Not one. But I'm not here to collect roses. I'm here to collect paychecks. I'm here to collect trophies and rewards. And this man has gathered so many rewards and trophies. It's to the point where sometimes I'll be thinking he's that imaginary brass ring. But he's real. He's that guy. But I'm sick and tired of seeing that. And it's time to put a new person on that pedestal. It's time to put a new person on that stage. And a guy that's been watching how people always think that they're not good enough get on the spot that I want, it sickens me. It puts me in the hospital and I got to pay an extra copay just to walk out of it. I'm sick and tired of paying these stupid copays. For once, I'm going to make people pay their copay because I'm going to kick their ass. I'm going to show why I am D1 since day one. And most importantly, when my network goes up, they should know that yesterday's price is not today's price because I'm always up on stacks.
Listen, I ain't even had to play the graphic or nothing. That boy hungry. You put some food on the table, he gonna eat the whole damn table. Roosevelt, what you got to say?
That's what you come with, Corey. That's what you come with. You start off saying that I didn't give you your flowers. All right, not a problem. Let me give you your flowers. But understand that these flowers are not the flowers that you are expecting. These are the flowers that I'm going to lay on your grave after I buried you. See, this is what's happening right here, right now. I am not that brass ring. I am not that glass ceiling. I am not the standard that you think you need to live up to. Because I'm beyond that. There's no way in hell. There's no way on this planet. There's no way on Earth. You can go to a different planet far in a tens of thousands of galaxies away to think that you're going to measure up to me. You see, I don't play this. I live this. This is me every day, all day. You know that because you've seen it. You've watched it. You watched how this persona, this version of me has blossomed and what has become to on this day, this night, this moment right here. This isn't a game. Whenever you step up to me, you step up to me like a man. You step up to me like a warrior. You step up to me like someone who thinks that they can take a match and strike it against a box just to light a candle. let me add fuel to your fire, Corey. You've always been good enough. In fact, you've always been great. So there's your flowers. I've always been sitting back watching to see exactly what Corey Dillinger is doing today. But understand this, no matter what you're doing today, it would never catch up because I'm so far ahead of you. All you see is my heels. Every time you look up, all you ever see are my heels. Rest in
That's
peace.
all I see. That's what I see. I see your heels. You know what, man? You make some valid points. Yes, you are that man. And we all put that in public perspective here. But the one thing that I did not share with you, that personally, I don't need those roses no more. I don't need your approval no more. I don't need you. What it is, you need me to prove that you're relevant. You need me to know that you are still in this trending line of the sport of professional wrestling. You need me to know that you can go to war because I'm a walking one-man army. And a lot of people don't want to show it and prove me wrong. But I know you can. The catch is, will you do it? Because when you're the diligent one and when you're running business, I don't want to make this a 9-to-5 assignment. I'd rather push overtime for you to get an opportunity to prove yourself right. Because I'm always going to prove every person wrong. Because you're not going to take the food off my table. You're not going to sit at the head of my table. You're a guest. And you'll be lucky if I'm nice enough to give you the rib.
That's cute. That's cute. Here's the thing, Corey. I don't need to be a guest at the table that I provided for you. I own that shit. You don't get it. You don't get it. So let me make it a little bit more clearer for you. When you talk 9 to 5, understand that when you see me step in the ring in my business suit, just know that I'm standing on business. But the moment the shirt comes off, business is about to get handled. I don't need to make change out of your $5 ass. I don't need you to check in to see when my business hours are because I'm always on the clock. You want to step in the ring with me? You talking about co-pays? Let me break it down for you. There's 2 things that you can do. You can sit back and have a $10 drink with me, or you can step in the ring with me, and this is what your bill's going to look like. You're going to pay me for the fight because I don't fight for free. And after you are done and you come out the hospital, you're going to come and pay me for rehabilitation, for everything that I broke in your body, including your soul. And then after that, you're going to pay me for strength and conditioning to rehab all the muscles that were around the bones that were broken. And then after that is done, you're going to pay me for self-defense and professional wrestling so that you can be a better fighter. Now you tell me, which would be easier for you? To have a $10 drink and a smooth conversation, or an expensive ass whooping?
Oh, you're so funny. You're funny. Because as I see it here, you give me the opportunity of a lifetime. You give me the ultimatum. But the real ultimatum is, if I take this drink is the life going to be worth listening to you? But if I take this fight, I take a fight that can be so more into this grand scheme of victory and glory. And at the end of the day, man, I ain't here to sit down and take drinks. I'm here to fight and take wins. And if I got to take a little bruise here and there, that's fine. But I'll be damned if I take a loss by a man who really thinks he's just a walking rehabilitation center when no damn well he just wished he was the man he was rehabilitating in the first place.
Then I'll leave you with this, then, Corey. Punk step up to get beat down.
Wait a minute. Wait, we got a real New York versus New Jersey right here in the building. Oh, my God. Listen. We gonna have
I'm so mad you took my $5 change phrase. I was like, you son of a bitch. I was like, you Gotcha.
Hey, listen. If you a promoter and you don't have these guys on your show, oh my God. Hey, we gonna have to book this one. Would y'all be willing to do a friendly bout? Unfriendly bout?
Hey, we've been talking about that for a long time, man. Let's make that happen.
Word. And it's a fun thing. I didn't tell you, Roosevelt. So I knew you did mixed martial arts, but I did not know you did Golden Glove. I did too. I did too. So I mean, trust and believe. If you want to change this to just some little something in between, I have no problem. I'm not saying I'm Apollo. I'm not saying you Rocky, but I can literally go ding, ding.
I'm intrigued.
You know what I'm saying? 2 Golden Glove boxers.
But I will say this. But I will put this in public. But wait, but I will put this in public perspective because technically I am labeled as a disqualified fighter because the time I was learning for self-defense, and the trainer was trying to make me become a fighter. And because my mom was sick, I didn't have a proper permission slip. So the guy tried to force it. So I'm actually dislabeled as that. So I put that in the professional world, the disclaimer. But I'm still Golden Glove at heart because I did it for self-defense, and I learned to love it. Because without that, I wouldn't be afraid to actually step and put hands up on people now, even though nowadays people just throw out a metal piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, listen, man, I would love to see you guys go at it, man. And Corey, I can't wait to see you tear it up this year, man. I know you're going to do some great things, my brother. Your microphone, your mic skills is top notch, sir. I salute you on that. You know what I'm saying? That is not an easy thing to do, and not too many people have just went directly into the promo like you did, man. And it was so natural the way you did it. Listen, that was great, brother. That was
Thank
great.
You. I did have some good inspiration. I'm just going to point real quick. You know what I'm saying? I did see some stuff, but I'll be honest, promos is actually a lost art, and it's really challenging because sometimes it's hard to hit I call it the manuscript of the major points of the show without trying to make it sound like you're generic and be personal. And that's where it gets tricky. Like I just posted one on last night, and I ain't gonna lie, it took me. It's funny. That was the one I posted was my first take, but I did 5 just to see if can I outdo it. I just couldn't because I kept messing up afterwards. Because if you don't feel organic about it, it's not gonna come out the way you want it.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to see more from you, my brother. I think we plan on being in Vegas, so hopefully we see you out there, and I want to see you get busy out there in a good old fashioned house fight. I love me a house fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a country boy, big country boy. You know, I just big boys going at it. I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a fan of heavyweights, even in boxing. I was a huge fan of heavyweight boxing, man. And when the heavyweights kind of went away, my heart got broken. You know what I'm saying? So, but I love seeing big guys go at it, man. So that's awesome.
You know, if you love big guys going at it, I'm gonna give you a teaser because unfortunately, you know, it's hard to find a big man match. And when I mean big man match, not just two fat, excuse my language, fat mofos going in the ring sweating. I'm talking about guys where you see huge and one has a height difference, and you know what I'm saying, he work with it.
Yeah.
I was sending you a match I did in Colorado. It was the first match I did after training with Dustin Rhodes. I take pride into the God damn it. I put a timer on my freaking light. Got that shit. I'm very proud of that match because I don't get to fight any guy who's bigger than me often. I take pride in those matches because then I can show you that I can be both the big and small man at the same time. So I'll send that to you, and if you like that, be prepared to see what's the good flavor for Las Vegas. Even though bookings, I'm still looking for more bookings, still looking for more opportunities. Let the brand be known that the Diligent One is not just here to have fun. I'm here to make the Kingpin rise and show that I love what I do and I do whatever I do to protect it.
Absolutely. Oh man, the Diligent One, Corey Dillinger, man. I love everything that you're doing, my brother. It is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Where can the people find you and what you got going on?
All right. So on social media, if you literally not even be funny, if you just Google me, just put Corey Dillinger. All my platforms pop up. It's Corey Dillinger _ all one word on Instagram and X. I like to say Twitter. It's same thing for it's the same thing Corey Dillinger _ for TikTok, and it's just Corey Dillinger on Facebook. But I will say somebody made a old account that I have access to, but just message me on that. I'll get you on the real one. And of course, I'm gonna reopen my YouTube channel soon, and that's just simply just says the Diligent One, Corey Dillinger.
Absolutely, man. All right. Before we go, Roosevelt, what you got going on, and where can the people find you?
Well, hopefully, if we can survive this snowmageddon that North Carolina is supposed to get hit with,
YouTube?
I would be at an event this Saturday. Go check some things out. I'm still preparing for my fight February 27th in New York City, New York. Corey, I'm gonna link up with you, bro. I know you're right there in Jersey. So
You all right, bro. You already know.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm paying my past due tickets. Once you said that, I'm paying my past due tickets just so I can make sure I get up there when I get my car booted. I'm there.
Right.
I'm there.
Yeah. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen with that, man. And just preparing for Vegas during Mania week. And yeah, man, just ready to put boots to faces, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm about right now, man. Oh, and next week the voting opens up for the men's health and fitness competition. So I'm in the running for that. So once the voting opens up, I will drop the link on all our social media platforms. So that way, we can go ahead and get me to be this year's winner, man. I've been in the running for the last 3 years. This year, I want to take it. You know what I'm saying? So we need all the support we can get. So
listen, it's not you want to take it, bro. You're gonna get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Other guys got to go sit down somewhere. I'm taking it.
There you go.
Absolutely. So, man, y'all make sure y'all go vote for Roosevelt in men's health and fitness. Roosevelt, we do this each and every week. We got to leave the people with a little bit of motivation. We got to give them a word to help them get through their week. Roosevelt, do you have a final word for the beautiful people?
If I had to drop a final word right in this moment, is that it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? If you still got breath in your body, get up and go get it. If you still got movement in your limbs, get up and go get it. If you still got energy in your veins, get up and go get it. It ain't over yet. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, go ahead and accomplish it. That's my final word for the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast.
Actually, you know what? I know is I'm so grateful to be on here. Can I throw some words in there myself?
Absolutely.
Of course, I was going to you next. You were next. So I'm gonna go ahead and shine some light on me. All right, the diligent one, Corey Dillinger. Do you have a final word for the beautiful people?
Failure does not mean it's over. Failure means it's a way to try again. Don't be insane and repeat the pattern. Change your method to find what's best for you. Because if you're gonna find something for you, nobody else is gonna copy it.
Absolutely. Woo! That boy is a part-time preacher. That is a final word from your boy,
God damn it.
Corey Dillinger. Beautiful people. Damn, I'm sorry. That was a final word from your boy, Corey Dillinger. I'm trying to work two platforms at the same time.
I see that.
Yeah, my bad. Beautiful people, if I have to give you a final word, is find something to fight for. Find something in your life to fight for. When you have something to fight for, your urgency becomes more, your attention span becomes more broadened, your purpose becomes brighter. When you have something to fight for, you put your things that you would usually be selfish for to the background, because you know there's something more important that needs to be protected, that needs to be protected. That's a good word. You know what I'm saying? When you have something to fight for, it changes your beliefs, it changes your way of thinking, and it changes your motivations. So find something to fight for, whether it's your family, whether it's the love that you have. Always fight for love. Lead with love. But never be afraid to fight for the things that you care about. Never be afraid to fight for the things that you believe that are yours. Never be afraid to fight for your success. Never be afraid to fight for your ambitions and your goals. Fight for something. Fight for what's right. Fight for your community. Fight for the people that can't fight for themselves. Find something to fight for. That is a final word from your boy,
Amen.
Brian Renegade.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Got all these. Preacher, man. You almost let my preacher side come out. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen, brother. Amen. Yeah, but we all got to find something to fight for, man. And I think that, just hearing you and your story and knowing Roosevelt, man, you guys are fighters. You know what I'm saying? And you fight for what you believe in. You fight for other people. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are put on that pedestal as gladiators, as protectors of your family and the things that you care about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I got that word, man. It just kind of came from me. So I'm in a room full of fighters. I just felt like fight for something was the one.
Totally understand.
Oh man, listen. This has been a great interview. Corey, you are a member of the Best Damn Crew. You can come on anytime that you want to. If you got something to promote, come on and promote. Talk crap with us. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk some wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I know that we got to have you.
I don't think you want that to happen, bro.
I want all the smoke.
It's not about the smoke, bro. It's not about the smoke. Cause like, listen, me being on podcast sometimes talking is like being in the cooker. Sometimes my flavor goes so much that you just want me to be the co-host.
Yeah.
Hey man,
You got to be careful about that.
we don't mind.
I don't mind. The more the merrier.
All right,
The
now.
more-
All right.
Yeah, man. But that's awesome, man. I know that Roosevelt has brought your name up a couple times. You know what I'm saying, for some of our events that we plan on having, man. I would love to see you get on there and bang. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so we'll keep you updated on some of the Mall Mania shows. I know he wanted to do a Mall Mania in New York.
That's rare.
In Brownsville. I don't know.
You gonna go to Brownsville?
I don't know if I want to go to Brownsville. I can't bring my gun, so I don't know. I think
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You with me. Don't worry about it. You good. You with me. Don't worry about it.
You gonna fight everybody?
Nah, he don't worry. He got another hand. He got another pair of hands next to him. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. He got registered weapons. You know what I'm saying? He got registered weapons. I think. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can't wait to see more from you, my brother. Can you please help us in the show?
Guys, it is the Dillinger one, Corey Dillinger. You have one of the best podcasters out here. Make sure you do what you do and make sure yesterday is not the same as today. Be better, be strong. Again, best damn wrestling podcast, you know.
Absolutely. I got to have you because I heard it earlier in the show and I was like, that shit was good. So I got to have you in with the damn. All right. So I'm going to say, we will see you next week on the next best. When I point to you, I want to hear that damn that you gave earlier because I was like, oh man, that was a sound clip. You hear me?
Oh hell, man! Why you gotta do this to me, man? I'm trying to be like the voice actor. You can't be doing this to me, man.
I gotta put you on the spot. I'm sorry. That was actually a really good impression of Eddie, boy. I'm trying to tell you. All right, here we go. Beautiful people, best damn nation. We will see you next week on the next best
damn
wrestling podcast. Boy, that dude sounds just like Ron Simmons. I'm trying to tell you,
Ron would be proud.
Ron would be proud. I got this clip of Ron up here right now. You sounded just like Ron, boy. I'm trying to tell you. The Dillinger one, Corey Dillinger, man. Keep on doing your thing, my brother. I know Roosevelt is proud of you. I can't wait to see more from you, my brother. We want to definitely have you around, and when we go to Vegas, I'm gonna have the opportunity to meet you, man. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, but, man, it's be an honor.
Absolutely. Keep slapping them the fools to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, yeah, I got an elbow that puts people to slumber.
Oh man, what'd you call it?
Well, I just call it the elbow. Simple, short, to the point. But somebody told me, man, you need to call it the drive-by. And I'm like, I don't know. We'll see.
That's not a bad name, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the drive-by. I can hear it now. I don't know if you're gonna call it the drive-by, but when you do at one of our shows, this shit gonna be called the drive-by. Straight up. Oh,
like man. I said, I'll send you both. I'll send you two matches that I'm very proud of, and then you get to see every little bits and pieces, and you be like, okay, I see what this motherfucker do now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I already know what you could do, my brother. Yeah, I see them arms, Jack. I see them arms, man. Up here lifting houses. Man.
No, listen, I need to get on my multivitamin thing so I can just have this type of Roosevelt transformation. That's what I need to work on right now. That's the goal for Las Vegas.
Nah, if you want that Roosevelt transformation, he gonna have your ass hanging upside down doing push-ups on the wall. It's weird shit, man.
It's not weird. It's called challenging your limits. There's a difference.
See, that's why he my man. See.
Don't give him no credit.
Listen, credit is only earned, not given. I can't talk smack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And plus, I mean, and I'll keep it a disclaimer. Right now, I'm on a real grind. Because I don't have a gym membership anymore. I basically got I had to build my own home gym in my apartment. So like everything I'm doing now is literally building from the ground. I feel like I'm hitting back to basics in a weird way. Cause I used to have a gym membership at the Powerhouse for like 3 years straight. And the fact that, financially things went tough for me last year, this is a rebuild. So trust me, like that grind's real. As soon as we're done, I'm getting the bike.
When you talk to Roosevelt, he gonna have your ass in Manhattan doing pull-ups on the damn the light poles. old school New York workout.
I know you're talking about. It was never broken. So you can't get mad. I can't get mad if it was never broken.
Exactly. See?
Even though, don't trust me, I'll be bitching about it when I'm doing it. But
oh man. Well, listen, man. I know it's late there, man. Listen, if you on the East Coast, if you in the South or the Northeast, I'm sorry, I completely forgot again. If you guys, I want you guys to be safe. If you guys are on the East Coast, if you're in the Northeast, or if you're in the South, and you're going to be affected by this storm that is coming, please do yourself a favor and prepare for it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have batteries, make sure you have lights, make sure you got some food stored up, toilet paper, all the essentials. Make sure you have something, some blankets around, something, a space heater to keep you warm. This is going to be a little tough for people, man. So we want y'all to be safe. We want y'all to be prepared. Make sure you got a way to contact your loved ones and all that. And just be prepared. Y'all from New York and New Jersey, so y'all used to snow, but this is supposed to be a once in a lifetime.
But listen. I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. Just because we from the north and we get snow all the time, that don't mean we take our ass outside. It's snowing outside. I'm in the house. I ain't got nowhere to go. Where I gotta go? It's cold outside. It's brick. It's old nah. Okay. We don't go outside with the old nah. All right.
All I'm saying is y'all better have your portable power banks on standby. I got 3. This is one of them. So like, luckily our phones don't need to be plugged in like back in the day. So please have your joints ready. And if it goes down with the internet, just if you're a gamer, please pre-download your stuff. Don't worry about the internet. Pre-download to be ready. I'm sorry, that's the gamer tip. All right, got to put that out there. What else? Yeah, Kevin Hart. Let me get this back here. Yeah. Next, you make sure you get your stuff ready for food. Stop being lazy. Get yourself some oodles and noodles. That's lazy, but get some oodles and noodles because you ain't gonna have all that hot stuff ready. All right, that fridge go out, you be mad. Matter of fact, you better use that snow as a refrigerator.
Exactly.
Get real with it, all day. Exactly. Real with it. Get it.
Exactly. Get you a cooler. Get you a big cooler. Take all the meat, put it in the cooler. Take it outside. Put the snow in there. Let it be good. You be good.
Exactly. Right. But before I go, I gotta say, Miss Parker, I'm ready for a tour.
Oh man, y'all take care of yourselves. We love y'all like Play Cousins. Check us out on all our platforms at the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We'll catch y'all next week. We bid y'all